Do not disturb. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday stream. I am joined today by Bam.
Hello.
We do have a lot to talk about today, don't we, Bam?
I think, as KB put it, it's going to be a very juicy stream. And I was actually a little bit flabbergasted when he told me that it's been since the start of the Overlord season that I've last been on stream. And I was like going to argue with you, Winged. I'm like, no. I've definitely been on before. I'm like, wait a second. No, I was busy that Friday, PTO that Friday. We had July 4th holiday. You're right.
First.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But as buses, in the UK, as we say, it's like buses. Bam will be here this week and next week, because I'm sure everyone knows what
Double
we will be
featurette.
talking about next week. So,
Yeah.
should we start the giveaway so everyone can really get into the giveaway from the beginning? I know I just saw it get posted, but let's tell them what we're going to give. So, we are close to the new season, and we were like, let's give them an Ultimate Season Pass. So, this week we're going to give away 2 Ultimate Season Passes that will be given on the 29th of July when the new season starts.
The undisclosed name of the season that we haven't announced
Yes! We're not going to mention it now. You got to join next week to find out all the cool stuff that is coming in the season. But, it's a cool reward, hyping it up, and I think it's a nice thing. We still see Steve-O asking for a pineapple tank. So, Bam, why are you here? Pineapple camo on a tank?
It's already a high price ticket sitting on me. I'm trying to look away, look the other direction, but people keep pinging me on it, like, hey, come on, when are we doing this? Get off your lazy butts and make it happen.
Yes.
It's on me, guys. I'm working on it. Pineapple camo is coming.
Pineapple camos. Or a panda eating pineapple camo.
Do pandas even like pineapples?
I don't know.
You like
I'll ask my wife. I'll ask my wife. She should know. But no. So yes, get your names in. We'll be picking them at the end of the stream for one of 2 Ultimate Season Passes. That does not mean we're not going to do a giveaway for them next week. Join in next week, and you'll have a chance to get another one as we talk it. But I've seen a few people already asking about the weather. What's the weather like? It's been a bit crazy, hasn't it, Bam, in Chicago?
We had some rough storms a couple days ago. We still have a lot of downed branches and just leaves all over, and like even tree bark just kind of littered on the streets and the sidewalks. No real damage, at least in my neighborhood. Otherwise,
no damage in mine either.
Yeah, I would say it brought a nice cool front though, so we kind of escaped this high 80s, 90s that we were getting the past couple weeks. Yeah, we're sitting at a nice silky. Hold on, 72? Did it go up a little bit? What does my computer tell me now? It's just giving me news articles. We're like mid. Oh, here we go. 73 degrees.
And that's 23 degrees Celsius for those in the EU, in Canada, or anywhere else, because I don't know how many other places use metric, except America. But yeah, it's been weird though, because we went from like 34 degrees down to like 20 in the space of a day, and I was like, that's gone cold. That's cold.
Yeah, I was yesterday, Wednesday, walking into the office. By the way, I started biking in, so I'm like a sweaty mess by the time I'm like getting on the train and getting to the office and have to like towel myself down. It was hot in the morning, and by the time I'm leaving the office, I'm expecting it to still be hot. I was like, oh, it actually cooled down. Like almost, I wouldn't say light sweatshirt weather, but it was definitely cooler than I anticipated.
Yeah, and we saw a few people ask about the UK. I know Petty's mentioned it was about 28 degrees, and it dropped down, and then it went back up. KB, as you can see, she is with us. She's in the chat, and she is going to be making sure that everything we are going to be sharing with you works and makes me and Bam look good. Yeah, so thank you, KB. And on that, should we go into it? Should we
dive into the juicy
dive
details?
into it, because everyone wants the juice?
All right. So, as Winged Racer had made mention, I will be joining you guys this stream as well as next Friday's stream. I want to stress this week's stream is not about the upcoming season pass content or features, but we will be talking about imminent updates and changes coming to the game that could be very well part of the upcoming season and for later season milestones coming down the pipe. As you guys know, we often come on here and we like to work on various quality of life improvements into the game. That includes a lot of small things, larger items, player feedback and request items. And today I am joining the stream very specifically to talk about a larger quality of life initiative that the team is marching forward with. This isn't about a smaller sum of changes that we want to do that kind of maybe improve the UI or just the player roster, the team composition, or anything like that. These are quality of life items that we are deeming from development side that have to kind of be stepping stones that work together to make the game an overall bigger improvement that we feel strongly is going to be the betterment of the game long term. Now, I'm generalizing a lot here, but let's get into the what. What is being improved? What is this quality of life initiative really all about? Quality of our battles, first and foremost. We want to increase average match times to better encourage strategic gameplay and better find ways to reduce frustration and bring back more about the fun that the matches of World Tanks Modern Armor is meant to be all about. Number 2, tank balance updates. This is a big one. We see major benefits into incentivizing what is important about the tech tree progression. This is true both in World War II as well as in Cold War. We are re-leveling the disparity between tech tree and premium vehicles in the game. We'll be getting more into that soon. And then the other one here, gameplay balance. Planning to do a rework of loadout customization options. I think you guys got some hints of what was that to come, and we'll be talking a little bit more on that as well today. And adding a greater number of meaningful choices and tactics into the game. And exploring ways to better mitigate steamroll matches that we are aware does happen from time to time in the game.
Yeah, we mentioned this briefly at Tankfest, so it's not the first time they're hearing about the customizations. And we do have a thread on our Discord currently going where you can go and give us your ideas and suggestions. It's still live. I just checked just before the stream because I was like, I'm sure I had one. So yeah, if you have any cool ideas, cool suggestions, definitely after the stream. Don't go now because we have a lot to talk about. After the stream, go there and give us all your ideas. And we do. We want all of them.
All of them. Yes. And I do personally look at a lot of the Discord threads. We pass them through the teams to get us a lot of the ideas and where we want to make sure we're taking the community along the journey, offering you guys the transparency of what is being worked on as we move forward. Yeah. So let's dive a little bit deeper here on the what. So those are the 3 categories that we have listed here. But amongst those categories, we are going to be taking a look and detailing terrain handling changes, matchmaking systems, tank rebalancing, like we covered just very briefly, the commander skills, equipment, and consumables rework, and then the last category, map rotation, I should stress, and base capture rule sets. Those are all 5 of those are the items that we'll be talking about today, some in greater detail than others. But again, this is part of that broader quality of life initiative that we feel all 5 of these things need to roll out over the course of the next few seasons in order to improve general gameplay of World of Tanks Modern Armor.
So yeah, on that, Bam, they're not going to see all of them. It is over a few seasons, so yes, we are still going on with it, but we want to share what we were planning, and let us know.
Absolutely. So. And I'm going to apologize in advance. I know I can talk a lot, and this is I wish I could do more show versus tell players today. This is actually going to be more of a tell versus show, but shout out to Winged Racer and KB. We are putting up some slide assets to help show you guys at least the high level things that we're kind of addressing here. But otherwise, I am just going to be blurting out and talking for the next 30-40 minutes on our big initiatives here. So get your waters ready. I have mine because I know I will be dehydrated. And let's start rolling into the specifics here.
Right.
Okay, why are we doing this? We want all of our players, whether you are a solo player, a platooned player with your friends, or amongst greater groups of players amongst your regiments, to enjoy the game. This isn't all about this isn't about just catering to the hardcore or the new players, not just the World War II or not just the Cold War players. We're talking about the entire player base of improving the game for you. A more engaging, fun set of changes need to happen as part of this big quality of life initiative. These changes will roll out over the next few releases, we already stressed that, with the overall goal of re-leveling the playing field. So, how are we doing this? Let's dive deeper into the topics that we had briefly talked about. Much of today's focus will be on the terrain handling changes and tank rebalancing. Let's kick it off. Terrain handling. Starting next week, literally next Tuesday, that will be July 22nd, we will be running a live playtest in the game strictly for Cold War mode, applicable to eras 2 and 3 for heavier vehicles in the game. As you might expect, this is all heavy tanks and a few heavier tank destroyers. Specifically, the tank destroyers affected will be the Molot, the CTR, and the Belka. Now, what is this terrain test? What is this terrain handling change that is actually? You see here listed, we have the number of maps that are going to be in rotation. And what the team is trying to achieve here is ground type, make the ground types matter as you, the players, traverse the maps themselves. Heavier tanks, like that you would expect more realistically, handle on the ground, driving through the maps a little bit slower. I want to be clear by what I'm saying in this statement. Your tanks, your heavier tanks will still their top speeds as they always do. When you're on firm surfaces like dirt roads or even concrete roads, you will still hit your top speeds as you know in Cold War today. When driving on, say, grass, on dirt, you will go on what is we have painted in the game in our level editing tools, more of a medium surface, where you could end up dropping between 10 to 15 kilometers trying to drive on those sort of surfaces. And then, of course, as one might expect, going mud surfaces, going into the water, that, of course, will drop your speed much more dramatically. But I want to strictly say that the goal is not about making this to meet realistic expectations. It truly is about the gameplay, and enhancing the tank roll experience. This will provide, by targeting heavier vehicles in Cold War eras 2 and 3, this offers better tank roll, I won't call advantages, but leans into the tank roll types that we want to have for lights and mediums. A perfect example is right now, heavy tanks can catch up and be of the same speed of various light tanks, but heavy tanks have that thicker meteor armor and can still have that punchier damage outputs. So what makes the light tanks really stand out, they have less armor and deal less damage, but are not actually quicker than their counterparts. That's a brief example of what we're trying to achieve in adding in tank roll variety, the terrain differences. And I want to be clear, I know we talked about probably a few months ago. We even had our super testers take a stroll with these terrain changes firsthand. Got a lot of sentiment and feedback, and now was the time to go broader and get full community sentiment about this, making sure that we are moving in the right direction. Cold game mode.
And for that, it's only for that 1 week. So it will start on July the 22nd, and it will go down when the season starts on the 29th of July.
Correct. And I want to stress, we need community feedback to determine, are we moving in the right direction with this? And if we are, the when do we actually land these changes to the game? TBD. We don't have any firm dates in terms of when this actually will roll out. We need to start with a broader community test, and we will go there.
We will have a Discord thread going live on Tuesday to gather all your feedback for those of you who will be playing in Era 2 and 3 in Cold War. So we can definitely get all this feedback to Bam and his team and make sure that it's all documented. So don't forget, if you have any suggestion, reach out to us on that thread and tell us. We definitely need it.
I see Lady Obscura in the chat. I need to be more careful with my words. Meat armor confirmed. Maybe. I'll lump that in the same Jared pineapple camo. All right. So terrain test happening next week. Heavier tanks, eras 2 and 3, starting Tuesday until the season launch 29th. See you guys on the battlefield for the terrain changes.
And the maps. So the maps. So for that week, these will be the maps you'll be able to play in Era 2 and Era 3. Is that right, Bam?
Correct. Thank you. I forgot to specify that. What you see listed here, we've limited the rotation of the map to keep this a bit of a focus test. And this will be the rotation of maps both in multiplayer mode as well as in co-op, just for the week.
So yeah. So not all the maps. These maps for 1 week. While we do this test, we'll go away afterwards, gather all the feedback, look it through, check it out, and we'll come back in the future. I'm sure we will, Bam, and we'll give you an update of what we have seen.
Yeah. To go back, what we are going to reiterate, transparency is important. We will relay that feedback as we get it, and we'll let you guys know some of the decisions that we make in a follow-up stream whenever that might be applicable. Anyhow, up next, let's touch on our matchmaking improvements. The matchmaker, and I want to stress, this is going to be coming with the season release on July 29th. The matchmaker will now consider players' account win rates as well as their win rate in the selected tank that they queue in with. This is in addition to the way we already do team composition balancing based on your battle counts. The battle count determination is not changing. That still remains, but now we include win rates as part of the equation. You might be wondering, will this actually increase any wait times in the queue? The quick answer is no. This change updates the measures when picking when team members go into queue. Nothing has changed for selecting which players get selected for the match itself. Essentially, when you're in queue, the matchmaker will scoop you in the 30 players that is going to of the right applicable tiers and classes, whether you're platooned or not. And then once it has that selection, it then determines how do we distribute these 30 players to team 1 versus team 2. And that's when it starts to look at your battle counts as well as your win rates for better, more fair play and more competitive matches. And like I said, these changes will be rolling out with release 9th. This will also be another thing. We continue the data as well as feedback from the player base in case we need to make further adjustments and tuning to the system as needed.
Bam,
go ahead.
You're cutting out a bit, so they didn't actually hear when it would become. So I just want to repeat that. So this change will come with the next update. We're gonna keep monitoring the data and feedback, and adjustments to system as needed. But yes, it will come with the next update, so 29th of July.
Okay. I'll try to keep an eye on my mic. I can't tell when it's cutting out. So I apologize. I might be a little bit too animated with the mic that I have in front of me. Hopefully it's better now. Yes, and the team is thinking on further more details on that after we run through this in the season.
So yes. So, what is next, Bam?
Up next, here's the big one. Tank Balance Pass. Gathering our super test, community contributor, and as well as you, the player base in our community, feedback on various tech tree and premium tank changes. Our goal, like mentioned before, is taking you guys all on the journey. What is our long-term game plans, proving the quality of the game itself. Our focus with this big tank balance is various buffs as well as some nerfs for many tanks. Let's first touch on the buffs for many underperforming tanks. This will be in this pass targeting World War II, tiers 8 through 10 across all nations, primarily tech tree tanks, but yes, there are a few premium tanks included in this mix. In total, there will be 120 tanks being reviewed and updated, roughly 60 mediums, 50 heavies, and 15 tank destroyers. A lot of these have shared shell type alpha damage improvements. A lot of these tanks that were underperforming are stock loadouts in which we wanted to improve the first time you earn that new tank, making that experience more enjoyable to work your way up to earn better loadouts. We don't want you guys to struggle and feel like, oh, this tank is not, but knowing that it could be a better in the long run if you had the better gun, the better chassis, the better turret. We're trying to take a look at how can we make stock a more fun and interesting experience. A lot of these tanks in general are stat-based buffs to either damage, armor, penetration, speed, etc. A few callouts of just some fan favorite tanks that are being updated as part of this pass include the Manticore. I think we might have, remind me, Winged Racer, I'm not sure if we had.
Yes, here we go.
So updates to the chassis, we got some turret changes, as well as 105 gun as well. Get those screen grabs ready.
Yeah. It's not the only one. We aren't going to go through all the tanks. As Bam said, it's 120 plus, and if we were to do this for 120 plus tanks, we'll be here next week, Bam, ready to start, season announcement. So we're going to mention a few, but on the 28th of July, which is also my birthday, by the way, in case anyone wants to send me anything, all this information will be on our portal, so you will be able to go into it. It's going to be a nice, beefy article, lots of data, lots of information, so you will have the time to go through it on your own, at your own speed, and have a look at the tanks you are interested in. And so that is why we are going to be sharing a few today. So yes, the Manticore. The next one we actually have is, I'm going to butcher this name, the Kranvan. Is that right, Ben?
Kranwagen?
Kranwagen. So yes, rotation speed increase, accuracy, and damage. I'm going to leave this one for you a little bit as well, so you were able to take the images on your phones, should you need to, or want to. Then we have a combined Chisel and FV225 to show you. And there we go. So in the FV225, the reload is going to have that change, and the Chisel Turret 1 122mm gun is also having a damage alpha change included with the reload. After that one, I think we have another asset, I think. But would you like to go about on this one, Bam?
Yeah, we talking about the FV?
Yes, the FV225.
Yeah, the recently released Overlord Season Pass, getting some balance improvements as well, just in its reload. But there are a little over a dozen other premiums also getting buffs. Again, more of those will be covered in our published portal article and update notes, as Winged Racer had noted, Monday, July 28th.
It's going to be a good read. I know a lot of you want the details, so it's going to be a good read for you.
All right. Other additional key updates, Auto Siege tanks. I think it might be
yes,
too.
we do. So yes, we this was when we had a few people going, oh, Auto Siege, can we get manual? So
yes, top secret, like you see posted here. Auto Siege tanks, including the STB UDES 1516, UDES 15, and the UDES 14 Alt 5 will be transitioning to manual siege mode. And then we also have some tanks being updated to have rapid mode that currently do not have that. That would include the CS 59 and the CS 53. Here we have it up on screen now.
Rapid mode. So yes, that is pretty cool as well. So as we were mentioned, just a small portion of the changes, but they will be coming soon. All these will be shown 28th of July to go live on the 29th of July with that update.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're not done yet. We still have more to talk on tank rebalance. We have to talk about premium tank changes now. We are reviewing the impact of premium tanks that are, yes, overperformers and or deemed toxic to gameplay per community sentiment. We are planning balance changes where needed to level the playing field. Like we said before, we need to level the disparity between the tech tree tanks as well as our premium tanks. Our next update, this will be in collaboration with our super testers as well as our community, contributors and all of you here today. These are the first tanks that are under review. The SU-152 Tehran, the FV 4005 Centurion 5 AVRE, the PZ 38H 735F, as well as the AAT 60. We'll have more to share on these soon. These are still pending review and more feedback, but we want to let you guys know we are taking premium tank changes very seriously, and there is still a dozen that we are taking a look at on the side. TBD, no details to share at this time. We wanted to start with a small sample size to run today.
Yes. And on that, we're going to be talking to the super testers, the community contributors, and all of you. And we will, after the stream, have a feedback thread open for each of these tanks where you can go in and give us your feedback on what you like, don't like, or anything else about these tanks. We are very interested. We want to know. We're taking it, exactly as Bam said, very, very seriously. And we do want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm. I do want to address a question that I saw myself. Hammer, what determines is a tank overperforming? I want to stress as we look at these tanks, we are trying to balance between community sentiments of what you guys call out as this tank feels unfair, this tank feels overpowered, this tank is toxic to general gameplay, or has even been banned from tournaments. But we also take a look at our internal stats, look at their win rates, look at their damage standing, damage output. We also compare, are these being played by higher skilled players versus medium skilled players? Where is the ceiling and floor that these tanks are kind of landing at? We're not looking at a single data point for any one of these balance changes. We're compiling everything together. We want to make sure at the end of the day, it's not strictly about the stats that we analyze and determine a decision. We want to make sure the players and what you guys are asking for, what you believe is the problem and what you believe needs to be improved is seriously put into the consideration what we are addressing on premium tanks.
Yes. And very similar to before, we were going to come back on here. We're going to talk through it all. It's something which is pretty cool. and something I know some of you, I already see in the chat, have been asking for and still asking for. So, yes, let us know on Discord. We're going to actively be keeping an eye on them and reading them as they come in.
Yeah. And I'll be back on stream. I'll be joining KB and or Winged Racer. Again, transparency is important to us. We want to let you guys know, per your feedback, we've landed on potential changes for these tanks. Again, if we do pursue these changes, we want to let you guys know along the journey where we are going.
And it's a long journey. It's a long-term plan. So, yes, we're going to be doing these checks. You may want to see something tomorrow, and it won't be tomorrow. Stay with us. We going through them. We get in there, and we're definitely going to be making sure you know about it. So.
Correct. Okay, so that's a wrap up on the tank rebalance right now. Let's touch upon what you guys already know is being worked on, and we're still gathering feedback to make sure we're moving in the right direction as well. And we have a few things to kind of share with you today. Commander skills, equipment, and our consumables rework initiative. When it comes to the skills, equipment, and consumables, we'd like to create more player agency and gameplay choice to encourage variety in your loadouts by helping you feel that you have a valid assortment of good choices. We're planning a reduction in low usage skills and equipment, as well as other improvements to the player experience. And here we have a few examples of our improvements under development and that we are exploring. Sixth Sense will be inherent and added to all commanders. This will be freeing up a skill slot for you all. In addition, very similarly, the enhanced target info equipment is also being added to all tanks, but we are not removing that fourth equipment slot. So in that way, everyone is getting a free fourth equipment slot to use again.
Which is cool, because that's, from the community and support side, these are the two that we hear a lot. Sixth Sense, Enhanced Target.
Yep.
But, we are still looking at others. It is currently exploring, looking into it. This is not going to be coming on the 29th of July.
Correct.
It's still going to make sure it's all working, all cool, and this is one of the big things we saw on your Discord thread. So, yes, get in there, tell us more. 4 slots opens it up. That gives more choice, and that's great. I love giving choice. And again, with your perks as well, and your commander.
And to be clear, these are just 2 examples of what we're doing. There's actually a lot more part of this whole rework that we have coming down the pipe. We are still putting together some material that we want to share with our community contributors and super testers to get their thoughts and feedback. And very soon, we will also be sharing those details with you guys. Taking in, of course, your thoughts and ideas and making sure we roll those into what we want to deliver. And lastly, I want to make sure this is very much stressed, very much committed to a smooth rollout of our skill changes. We want to respect your current loadout choices. Our target for these updates is, again, for a future season release, and we'll have an article that details these changes coming soon, as mentioned.
Yes. We don't want to disrupt you between one update and the other. We want to make sure that it's smooth, logical, and makes sense.
All right.
But that's not all, is it, Bam? That's not all.
I was actually looking forward to this next one. There was a lot of other high-level things that we detailed. I'm going to only touch on this one, but I think players will be pretty receptive of the direction we're thinking on this as well. Let's get into maps and base capture rule set updates. We have several updates for the area of gameplay that we're exploring for a later release. Again, this is not coming next season. We don't actually have a milestone date that we are targeting just yet. But another thing that we want to be transparent, share with you the details of what you guys think about this, and we continue to kind of tune and measure how we want to put this out later. We are looking at removing maps not viable for Cold War mode rotation. What I mean by that is specifically maps that we see generally have short match times because they are maybe smaller maps in general, or the layout of the map itself certainly doesn't lend into the gameplay we want to deliver. That has players just kind of zerging into each other immediately and the match in a couple minutes. I want to make clear that our goal is to maintain a healthy variety of maps in rotation in Cold War mode. Now that the mode itself has been live for several years and we've grown a series of new maps and large scale maps in Cold War, we are at a point where we can start removing some smaller maps that are just not viable. Number two, we have another live test coming at a date at an undisclosed date in a couple months from now, where we are going to try a change up in the game rotation. We're going to see about what you, the player base, thinks reducing standard battle from frequency in rotation, and instead increasing team destruction game mode. This will be true for World War II as well as Cold War. And I want to stress this is another week-long test that will be running later just to collect data and sentiment if this is a good idea or not. The goal of trying this out, we understand there is a lot of concern regarding matches where players are capturing the bases too quickly, or the meta of players not focusing on going after tanks to destroy or deal damage can sometimes be a frustrating experience. So we wanted to try this out as something the community would like. Again, we don't have a date that we are doing this test just yet, but we'll announce that soon. On the subject, I got one last thing to make mention of about the base capture. Along with that test, sorry, hold on, bad choice of words. This is not going out with the test, but something else design is looking into is how do we better prevent fast matches that end early because of fast base captures. Taking in feedback and ideas that you, the players, have called out, we are actively pursuing and looking into adding a delay to when players can actively start capturing a base. Quick example, maybe, again, this is not concrete or set in stone. This is just sharing with you guys the development and ideas that we're trying out internally. Think about maybe a base cannot start any sort of capturing until maybe 3 minutes into the match, and then the standard capture time can begin. Just as a quick idea of what we're thinking on. And yes, we do know there are certain maps. I see it called out in the chat right now, Ardennes, being some maps that end just too quickly due to the base captures. This is why we're having this conversation, why we're looking into these sort of items.
Yes. But yes, keep an eye out for that test in the future.
Yeah. One last thing I'll stress just on the base capture delay. Again, we are exploring it. We are sharing the details with you guys. That also does not yet have a milestone that we are targeting to deliver on it. But we are working toward something special. And again, sharing it with you guys to see sentiment, collect data, and where we can move. You'll definitely hear it from us when we do have a ship date when we want to launch it with you guys.
Is for sure. So yeah, that was a lot. You know,
yeah,
that was a lot
drink
to
of
be.
water here.
You know, that was a lot to go through. You know, it's 40 minutes of pure data. Just give everyone a couple of minutes to get their brains back, I think. You know, but yeah, I think we should do a nice recap just in case. I saw a few people coming in while we go through, so you know, we were touching on the terrain handling test, which will go live on Tuesday. Matchmaker improvements to include win rate, which will go live with the season launch. Tank rebalances, which will also be going live with the update. We've gone through some of them. Most of these all of these actually on the 28th of July we'll be able to see in that article. Commander skills equipment. We showed you a few of our ideas currently, but we are currently continuing to work on that as quickly and hard as we can to make sure we get that perfectly good and bring it back to you to be shown based on all your feedback. Go to our Discord and let us know. And then, you've just heard the Cold War map rotations and all the other suggestions around the base captures.
And
Did I
Wayne,
get that well? Did I do
you
everything
did.
there?
Yep. That was a very quick summarization of what we covered today. And Wayne, can you remind everyone where are we collecting feedback? Where can we point our players to?
So yes, Discord. So the Commander skill has been live. It's been live for quite a few weeks. We are going to highlight that one. So we don't want to make a new one because we want to keep the feedback in one place. But we will be having dedicated threads for the 4 premium tanks we were discussing for you to provide feedback as well. So yeah, we've talked about the future. Some of it was next week, such as the terrain. Some of it's with the new season, so 2 weeks' time, and then obviously a lot of it in the future. So let's bring it closer to home, Banners of Valor. Banners of Valor is live, and as you all know, will end on Tuesday. So yes, do not forget the flags that you have been earning needs to be spent on Monday. Don't leave it for that last hour on a Tuesday morning. Get that spent on Monday so you don't lose any flags that you've all worked hard to gain. Don't forget, last Friday we did a refresh, so if you haven't gone back in since then and like, hey, I bought everything, there is new tanks in there. Had a few questions. Is there a record for most commanders bought?
Maybe something
I
we
don't
can dig
know.
up and share for
We
next
could
week.
dig. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's nothing I have now. But yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure we can get that data for next Friday, Bam, and we can, say, or Tuesday, as KB is saying. But yeah, we want to make sure that you go out there, get your commanders, get your skins, get your tanks if you've been saving up for something. Hopefully, I don't want to see anyone with, everyone should have 0 flags on Tuesday update, so you all gained what you worked for. Alright, then we have regiments. Again, regiments, we want to mention it. It doesn't go away on Tuesday, but it will go away on the 29th of July. So make sure before on the 28th or before, you have gained everything you want to gain for regiments. It will get a refresh. That's new stuff, which we're going to talk to you about a week today. We also have an on-track go live. The XM551 Sheridan line. Keep an eye out for a video from Randy Duck featuring this. So that is cool. Randy Duck will have a video. We're going to be sharing it on our own. But yeah, that is going live 22nd of July to August the 4th. I'm going to take this moment because I just realized we haven't reminded them. Get in there for your giveaway. We are giving away 2 Ultimate Season Passes that will go live on the 29th of July. So not the season you have no idea about. But trust me, you want to win. So get your names in, and we'll be calling them out very soon. Yes. We also have the end of season. See it there. 10 Overlord War Chests at 75% off. Yes, you did not hear or see that wrong. That'll be going live, so get in there and see if it's for you. It is 10 chests at 75% off. Yes, you did not hear that wrong, Frody. And we also have some cosmetics at 50% off as well. But that's not all. You can earn them as well. We have our last Overlord Season Chest Earner. Earn 30,000 base XP to get a war chest.
Nice.
Again, this is going to be live. You're going to be able to see this on Tuesday in the article. But yeah, we wanted to call it out. We also have equipment. We're not finished yet, fam. We have equipment as well, 25% off as well. So cosmetics and equipment discount. And that is all for next week as well. That was a lot to pack. Yeah.
We've unpacked a lot today. But
Yes.
yeah, Wing, thank you for having me on here. It was a
Yes.
pleasure to walk all the updates that the team is really thinking strongly. And I hope players
And
are excited for what's coming down the pipe in the future.
there
Um,
is more. There's something me and KB actually just finalized and got out in about 20 minutes before this stream started. Battle Heroes. So last month we had a lot of people playing and getting very similar results, or actually exact results. And we needed to go through them, and we also needed a tiebreaker, because all the tiebreakers that we thought of, there were still a lot of you that were identical. So, my mic has now gone weird?
so something's happening with your mic. It would.
Huh. I
We
don't
can
know
hear
what's
you,
going
but
on there.
it might be like an internet tubes issue.
Yeah, that's not me. Everything looks good on my end, but I can see I don't look great on Twitch. So, Pixel Racer, yeah, the Pixel Racer. But yes, so we do have down all the Battle Heroes winners. The two that we were actually having to check have been finalized, and I think we do have something to show for this one as well, KB. I hope so, because I'm going to butcher the names. There we go. So, we had a lot of you ask, can we get the data numbers back? We want to know exactly the damage, the base XP, the block they did. So yes, we have it back as requested. I can tell you the tiebreaker is who did it first. So if there was two of you that got the same amount of damage, the person who got there first wins. Like a race at the Olympics. On that, total damage, Smitrovich, 25,684 in the Alvis Stormer. Total vehicles destroyed with Theo with 10 in the Desert Warrior. Total damage blocked as a Wookiee, 9,620 in the Desert Warrior. Spotting assist, again, Smitrovich, 19,325 in the Alva Stormer. That does mean you get twice the amount. We don't just give it to you once, you'll get the twice amount, including the medals on your portal. Tracking assist was the Facebook Prime, I think, FB Prime, 6,178 again in the Alva Stormer. Total spots, Lev Wasilisa with 15 in the FB105 Scimitar. Yes, you didn't hear that wrong. 15 for 15 versus 15. Total medals, Theo again. So you will get it twice with 13 in the Desert Warrior. And then base VXP, Mel and San, 139 in the FB101 Scorpion. So yes. Slightly delayed. We had to change some things. We had to put in some checks. We also had to put in, make sure that battle with 15 spots happens, Because I was like, wow! And yes, everything is good. We have a new workflow, a faster workflow as well. So thank you to the analytics team if you are here for doing this. It wasn't easy, but we got there. As you already know, July is World War II American Tanks. We will get that faster out to you. So yes, now it is time to pick our giveaway color. So 2 winners, 2 chances to pick. What color? I'm going blue and green.
I'm also going to do green. In fact, I'm going to say green for both.
You're going to say double green.
Double green.
Right, double green. Okay, we may cut off here, Bam, to get the
sure.
wheel up because it doesn't like this current setup. We have a lot of double reds. We have greens. Oh, we have pink and purple. So, KB, we are ready to do the spin. Double yellow coming through. A gray. Dot dot dash. I don't know if we have a gray. No, we don't. So good luck, everyone.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. First winner. Yellow. My kid's favorite color. Oh, this Simon, you will, on the 29th of July, receive an Ultimate Season Pass. Remove your name.
Congratulations.
We are going to spin the wheel again, KB. We have...
Oh, green. Is that green? Yeah.
Green. Cookie Bot 3000.
I heard that's a better model than the Cookie Bot.
2000, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to you two. KB is going to take your names down and make sure we save them for the 29th of July. Congratulations. And join us next week, especially for you two winners. Join us next week to see what you've actually won. You know? But yeah, we will do another giveaway next Friday for 2 Ultimate Season Pass. So yes, it is not over. You didn't not win. You have a chance next week to join us, where Bam and KB will be going through all the cool new stuff coming in the season. And as you know, that means a new trailer. And you gotta love our trailers. I do. It is my highlight of the season, is to see what our trailer is. And Winged Return to 8K. So yeah, been a pretty cool and I think a surprising stream for the players. But thank you, Bam, for joining. It is always a pleasure.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad, players, thank you for hearing me out. I will certainly be back, again, joined by KB and or Winged Racer. We have more details to share, keeping up our commitment to take you guys onto the journey, providing you all the transparency, and making sure, again, this is our big quality of life initiative, betterment of the game long term.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe over the weekend, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Take care, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Bye, all.